All right, all right. Well, as fast as that Kareem Hunt drama started, it ended even quicker. Report came out. I think I left the facility at 5. That's when Josina dropped that bomb, and then by 2 o'clock today, 2:30, the first team drill, he was out there. Now, does this mean that Kareem Hunt won't be traded going forward? I'll try to explain the situation. So I think what this means, because when Kevin talked to the media earlier today, he made it very clear that a healthy player is not permitted to sit out of team drills. So I think they told Kareem, hey, this is the situation. We're not going to give you an extension. We'll keep our eyes open when it comes to trades, but we're not going to give you away for free. So it best be the best option here. The best play for Kareem would be to stay put, be patient. Maybe something happens, maybe something doesn't. But the team's going to take this day by day, and I don't think they're going to move Kareem Hunt unless the package is enticing. And also, like, one of the things I'm wondering with this whole Kareem Hunt situation is, what is the end game for Kareem Hunt? Is it just to be traded, or is it to get a new contract? Because I think getting a new contract might be an uphill battle. Now, there are teams that look at him as a top 10 running back, right? If you look at Kareem Hunt in the same vein as like a Dalvin Cook, then trading for him would be something that you would be willing to swing a four for a fifth for. And maybe you even give him a new contract. Now, I don't know how much of an upgrade it is because he's not at a terrible contract. He's at a mid-level running back contract, which is a rare contract, doesn't really exist anymore. He's at like $6 million, right? He probably get a raise to 8. I'm wondering what the end game is for Kareem Hunt, because the likelihood of him at 27 being traded somewhere as a running back and then getting a new deal, that presumptuously, like, let's say it's a 3-year deal, so this year plus the next two, I mean, he'll be 30 at the end of that deal. I don't know who's going to be willing to give him that much money this late in his career. It's just a weird situation for him. So there's that whole situation. Ended up being a bit of a nothing burger, even though I don't think it's not completely a nothing burger, because Kareem did practice in team drills, but I think he was mandated to, right? I don't think this is the end of the Kareem Hunt stuff, even though I do think ultimately he'll play if he's on the team. I don't think this is going to be a him sitting out situation. So, we'll see. Browns going to keep their eyes open. They have 5 running backs in that. Well, 4. They have 4 because Dimitri don't even do running back drills anymore. They have 4 running backs in there that they want to keep, maybe even a fullback. So it's going to be a fluid situation with that position until the last cuts. Now, that being said, how was practice? Outside of that, practice was cool. It was really hot out there. If you were there, you understand that heat, man, is something else. But it was a more chill practice. It wasn't really a full padded, like, barbaric practice. They were really just practicing end of the game stuff today. To all the kicker fans that watch this video, because I know some of y'all love them kickers. K. York looks good. Made a field goal at the end of practice. Got walked off and everything else. Seems good. He seems real cool under pressure. We know there's a lot of guys out there that have the physical ability to kick a football almost at an NFL level. That's not necessarily what I was concerned about with Cade York. The tape is there. My concern with Cade York and my concern with kickers in general is, hey, can you stay cool under the enormous amount of pressure that you're going to be under as a kicker, right? Because you can have a job today as an NFL kicker and move tomorrow. It's that quick. You're 3 kicks away from being out the league. So he seems pretty cool under pressure. Was cool when he talked to the media. I'm encouraged to what I've seen there mentally, I guess. And I'm looking forward to see what Cade York does this season, and maybe we can finally stop talking about the kicker position so much if he can pan out and be a serviceable kicker. That's all I really want. Harrison Bryant looked good today, caught a couple of impressive balls, made some impressive catches. Harrison Bryant, we've been in an interesting cycle with Harrison, right? Where first year, incredible camp, kind of a disappointing regular season. Second year, no noise in camp and no real noise during the regular season. This year, he's making some noise in camp. And he's in a position to where he's going to get snaps and he's going to get targets this year, right? It's really only him and David Njoku as the two proven tight ends on this roster. Everybody else is just fighting for a spot, in the NFL, period. Not even necessarily the Cleveland Browns. So Harrison looked good. I liked what I saw out of him today. Let's see. Y'all want to talk about quarterbacks? Let's talk about quarterbacks. So they did a 2-minute drill with all three, the three main guys, right? Josh Rosen wasn't a part of that. By the way, if y'all want a Josh Rosen update, one real quick, not looking good. Not looking good. Josh Dobbs by a mile over Josh Rosen, like not even joking. He's not looked great. In my opinion, from what I've seen, the ball doesn't jump out of his arm fast enough. He's late on his decisions and throws. He looks bad. Like, if there's one quarterback that consistently looks bad, it's been Josh Rosen, at least in the 2 days that I've been here. But yeah, that's the Josh Rosen update. But let's talk about this 2-minute drill. So basically, they'll start at the 25 and then drive down and try to do it under a minute. When Deshaun was out there, they moved really smooth until they got to the red zone where they had some issues. Same thing with Jacoby Brissett. So that's a bit of a concern because we know that the wide receiving talent on this team is a bit, thin. Especially for guys who can be those get up there and grab it guys in the red zone. You got Donovan Peoples-Jones. The chemistry with him and Deshaun is growing. It's not 100% there yet. They're missing each other a little bit at this point. Same thing with David Njoku. But yeah, the 2-minute drill, they kind of stalled out at the red zone both times. And then Josh Dobbs came in there. I ain't going to lie, Josh Dobbs looked pretty good, man. Like, I'm not saying Josh Dobbs is going to start over Jacoby Brissett or anything, but I'm actually, from what I've seen the last 2 days in camp, I'm actually okay with Josh Dobbs being a backup if Watson's suspended the whole year and if they have to go to Josh Dobbs for a game. I don't think that's a terrible option. I don't think it's a great option, but does anybody feel great about their third string quarterback, right? It's not exciting, but I think it's a good option. I think he's fine. I think he could be the backup. Obviously, if Jacoby Brissett gets hurt and it's Josh Dobbs out there for a year, that's not going to be fun for anybody. But the way I respond to when people ask me that question, right, whenever I talk about the whole quarterback situation and they ask me, hey, well, what happens if something goes wrong with Brissett? And I'll just say this. Name me one third-string quarterback you feel like you can make the playoffs with. Once you're down to your third stringer, it's a wrap, dog. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Maybe your second stringer might be decent enough to make a little bit of a run. But once you're down to your third-string quarterback, man, it didn't matter who the third stringer was. But, yeah, I've liked what I've seen out of Josh Dobbs. Now, again, he's going against threes. It's not like he's playing super impressive competition here, but he's fine. He moves around pretty fast, really mobile. I think there's a misconception here with Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby's not fast. He might be quick and he might be twitchy in some aspects, but he's not fast. He takes a while to wind up. He's not the speediest guy in the world. But Dobbs is actually fast, and same thing with Deshaun Watson. So, when those two are out there, it's a little bit different of an offense, and I wouldn't be surprised if during the Watson suspension that they have some Josh Dobbs packages to throw him in there so they could run some RPO, 21 format, 21 personnel sets out there that they've been practicing with Deshaun Watson that they can't necessarily do with Jacoby because Jacoby's not necessarily mobile from an RPO standpoint. So, yeah, I think there's something. I think I think we're going to see more of Josh Dobbs than what people anticipate by design. You know, I think he's going to have some packages here and there. I would not be surprised if the Browns move in that direction. That being said, Josh Dobbs is Josh Dobbs at the end of the day. So don't take this and run with it. But Josh Dobbs is fine. Yeah, he also got the 2-point conversion in that. He looked actually really good in that 2-minute drill. But yeah, that's what happened at Browns camp. Again, nothing too special, right? The punters look fine yesterday. The kicker looks good today. Team chemistry-wise, seems like a pretty chill vibe. Seems like people like each other at this camp, right? Doesn't seem super tense. Didn't see any fights. There's a lot of leadership on this team between John Johnson, Anthony Walker, Myles Garrett. You know, there's a lot of leadership there. So, you know, as much as people are talking about all this drama in Browns camp that's going on in the national media, when you're at the camp yourself, like, you don't even feel like anything's abnormal because they're just business as usual. But that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night.